and you watch it and you feel dumber after watching it? You ever watch a movie to where it feels like it's lasting forever, but yet it ends so quick? You ever watch a movie and midway through the movie you're thinking, why the hell am I watching this? This is how I felt watching Madea Destination Wedding. The sub-storylines and the logic gaps. Brian, who's played by Tyler Perry, right? His daughter is Tiffany, who's also the fine-ass Diamond White acting her, right? And then Deborah, her mom, is the same actor from Madea Boo and Madea Boo 2. So is this like an extension of Boo? Like, what is this? I'm confused because the characters, like, everything just does not make sense. Because where did BJ come from? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. The point of this was that Tiffany was going to marry a guy named Z. Okay? Brian doesn't like Z. They've been together 4 months. Brian has no idea who he is. Yet, Deborah knows. Deborah's trying to force her this little wedding. She's pushing it, and Brian doesn't know. But then, in the same breath, Brian's going to then pay for a wedding out of his ego, pay for a wedding for his daughter with a man that he does not know and does not like. On what planet does that make sense? Not only that, Z's an asshole, basically. I mean, he's sitting there calling Brown an old nigga. He said, oh man, this is the shit, to Brian, right to his face. I'm sorry. What? They always have these over disrespectful characters in Tyler Perry. There's no man that's going to sit there and actually do that to the father. If anything, they're going to fake it. Like, hey, sir, how you doing? And then be the way they are. They're not going to just do that in front of a father. That's not even realistic at all. Too many wasted scenes. You had the wasted scene of Madea getting her passport. You had the wasted scene of Mr. Brown with BJ on the slides. Wasted scene of Joe at the casino. Like everything would just felt so out of place. You didn't even get to the point of the movie until like 40 minutes into the damn movie. And I'm sitting there waiting for, okay, what's going to happen next? What happens next? And then it's, oh, her mom is forcing this wedding on her because the man she's divorced would have to pay millions of dollars to Tiffany and BJ if Tiffany gets married. Okay. But by the time you actually got to that, I didn't give a hot damn about it because my brain was wasted from the casino, Brown pooping on himself at the plane. Like, who was that supposed to make laugh? An 8-year-old? Speaking of laughs, this is the one Madea movie where I, did not laugh really at all. How do you have Aunt Bam, Joe, the character, Madea, and Mr. Brown in here? 4 funny characters, and it's not funny. Like, these characters, it was almost, you could just swap them out with other actors, swap them out with other characters, and it wouldn't have mattered. If they needed more humor, why did they just have Hattie's character in this? But then again, she wouldn't have added no difference to this movie either. Fast forward later, Brian sees Z with a woman. He's like, oh, see, I knew you was no good. You're cheating. And I'm supposed to believe this woman. I'm supposed to believe that she's a side chick. She looks 20 years older than Z. That is clearly his mama. Do they say, hey, I'm his mom? Do they say that while everyone's gathered around exposing everything? No. They wait till Brian's about to leave Z's hotel. Then she pops in and says, hey, I'm his mother. But why didn't you say that 10 minutes ago? That would have saved me a whole lot of time throughout this movie. And in the same breath, in that same huddle, then Madea exposes Deborah for what she was doing. Tiffany's all upset. Then she's also upset about Z cheating. By the way, she didn't know Z's mama? Okay, so she gets upset. What if I told you that it didn't even matter? None of this mattered because Deborah and Z end up getting married simply based off Z not telling her, hey, I didn't cheat, but telling Brian that he loves her. So she just marries him and then forgives her mom, and that's it. I don't even understand the point of this movie. Like the subplots of it, you say, well, don't judge a book by its cover. Z was an asshole. There was no judging with him. It wasn't about how he looked. It wasn't about the fact that he looks like Jordan Clarkson. No, it wasn't about that. But it was about the fact of how he talked. He talked disrespectful. He was rude. Like, the whole time. And I'm supposed to say, well, Brian judged him. No, he didn't. If anything, I would have judged him too. Matter of fact, I would have stole him in his chin if I was Brian. But, Brian was a punk this whole movie. I could see why his son is just as much of a punk. With past Madea movies, there has been substance to them. There's been storylines, multiple storylines playing out all at the same time, okay? Now, this movie was terrible. This movie, it was almost as if there was no real storyline to it. It was like as if an 8-year-old wrote this. It made no sense. It had no logic. The characters had no development. It wasn't even funny. Like, at least Madea, like even the last movie Madea had, it was okay, but there was still some stories to it. Still some sub-stories. But this right here, it seemed as if the place said, this casino said, you know what, Tyler Perry, we're going to give you money if you put us in your movie and put us as an ad throughout the whole movie. Tyler Perry said, all right, bet. Easy, another easy $100 million to put in my back pocket. And he just did it. And he looked like he recorded this in a span of 3 days. What the hell? Tyler Perry is just writing and writing and writing, and it's getting worse and worse and worse to where even Madea movies aren't entertaining. First of all, wasn't Madea supposed to die 5 years ago? I guess he need Madea to up ratings because he's not doing it as much as he should. Even with Taraji P. Henson, he's still not killing. So at this point, I need Tyler Perry to stop writing. Have writers and look like how you do with Tyler Perry's sisters. Have people writing your stuff, especially movies. Because, sir, you are bad. And I'm going to end this off with saying what I said the last time I did a Tyler Perry movie about your career. Tyler Perry, your writing career, let it be over.
Yeah.